So today I'm going to share with you 3 stories about my journey becoming a lawyer. First, when I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. Second, when I found my specialty. And third, when I got my first job. People often ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up? I knew the answer to that question when I was 11 years old. I was in 6th grade. Mrs. Palmier took our class on a field trip to the local county courthouse. This was in Wabasha, Minnesota. They divided up our class into different roles for a mock trial. It was a criminal case. They selected me to be the defense attorney, and somebody else was a prosecutor. Another person was the defendant and the bailiff, etc. And then the rest of the class sat on the jury. Our local DA was the presiding judge, and he told us the facts of the case, gave us some time to prepare. I made my case to the jury, and in the end, they found my client not guilty, and I knew at that point that I wanted to be a lawyer. When people find out that I'm a lawyer, one of the first things they ask is, what kind of lawyer are you? I'm a corporate lawyer, but my specialty is in international law. My next story, I'll tell you how I got into international law. It all started when I was a freshman in college. I was registering for classes, and I found out that you needed to take 2 years of foreign language. I had taken Spanish before in high school, but I thought, it's college, I want to try something new. So I signed up for Chinese. I thought, this is hard. But it ended up being my favorite class. I really liked it. And instead of 2 years of Chinese, I ended up taking it all 4 years of college. And I traveled to China to study the language. When I graduated, I said, it would be a real shame if I never got to use the language again. I wanted to find a career that would let me use Chinese and the law. I decided I want to become an international lawyer. In my final story, I'll tell you how I did. So I went to law school. I started asking people, what do you need to do to become an international lawyer? People said, what you need to do is end up in the top of your class, work for a big law firm, spend a few years in its corporate department, and then you can ask to get transferred to the international office. I said, okay. I studied hard, I did my best, but I didn't end up in the top of the class. I didn't get a job with a big law firm, but I didn't give up. I got scrappy. I started contacting lawyers in China directly. One of the firms was willing to give me an internship. It was unpaid, almost, but I got a lot of good experience. And I did that job for 2 summers when I was in law school. When I graduated, unfortunately, they didn't have a job for me, so I had to keep looking. I had student loans coming in. I was a little bit worried how I was going to pay it off, but I didn't give up. I decided that Iowa wasn't very right for international law, so I moved to California. I took the California bar. I kept searching. Eventually, I was able to leverage my Chinese language skills and my internship experience to get an interview with one of the large law firms that had an office in China. To my surprise, they said, we never do this, but we're willing to take a chance on you. They offered me a job in their Beijing office on a temporary basis. I made it through the trial period. I got offered full-time employment. I stayed there for 5.5 years. And that was the start of a very interesting and rewarding career. I hope you've enjoyed my story, and I'm interested in learning about each of yours. Thank you.